Hey, my name is Brian. I've been driving for almost about 5 years. I'm going to run you through my pre-trip, and this has to do with the DMV standard. So let's go ahead and start out. You know, in cab, we have several things going on here, but we want to make sure that our instrument dash is working properly. We get all the proper readings. That includes water temperature, oil pressures, and air pressure. Primary and secondary are working. Other components we check, we make sure that our windshield wipers are working. No cracks in the windshield. We want to make sure that our seat belt is properly mounted, secured with no frays or cracks. Other components that we're going to check here would be the governor cut in, the governor cut out, applied air pressure, and low air warning signals. For this video, I'm not going to demonstrate all of that, but we do know that we want our governor cut in at right under 100 psi with a maximum cutout of around 140 psi. Applied pressure test, we don't want anything over 3 to 4 psi in the 60 seconds. Let's also talk about the safe start. This is an automatic. We would make sure we're in neutral, make sure our brakes are set, and then proceed to start the vehicle. There are also some oil pressure readings that we need to know as well. Going along in cab, I do believe that concludes all in cab. I'm not sure if I botched it. Let's step out. So I'm going to turn my lights on here. And on the new trucks, they have the light test feature that allows all clickers. All right, let me see if I still got it. So first thing we're going to do when we come outside of the vehicle, we want to test and check all lights. Mainly, the fog lights are optional, but we want to make sure our low beams are working, our high beams are working, turn signals both sides. We want to make sure all marker lamps are in fact illuminated, and that goes for the truck and trailer all the way around. For tires, we can't forget ICD, that is inflation, condition, and depth. We want to make sure for our steers that we do not use recap tires, and it has to have above minimum 430 seconds tread. As for the rest of the tires, it is basically a minimum of 230 seconds. We're going along, we're checking everything out. We're making sure all of our lights are working. There are a few things that you may not be inspected on by the troopers. You have to know about your push rod clearance. You have to make sure that's working. You have to have your brake adjustment, which is actually simple. You can find videos like that on YouTube. So we're going around to the back, and what we see here, we have our marker lights on. Thanks to the light test feature, we can check our brake lamps and turn signals at the same time. You want to make sure that you have illumination there on the license plate as well. Okay, now thanks to the auto inflation system on this trailer, we don't have to worry about inflation, but what we have to check for is air leaks, which usually these kinds of trailers have a lamp indicator that allows you to do so. Don't forget that we also have the lamps in the rear. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. So hold on, let me go to the other side. There are a few things that the troopers may not check for on the inspection, but you are supposed to know during your class, okay? We always want to check during pre-trip our fuel levels, our oil level, fluid levels, Make sure everything is intact here. Let's talk about the ABC. That's the abrasions, bubbles, and cuts. So we're going to be checking all hoses. We don't want any abrasions. That also goes for the tires. We don't want any bubbles or cuts. Any abnormal wear may put you out of service. Other parts that we also have to know about are the upper knuckle, the shackle, and making sure that everything here is intact with our chambers. So I do believe that's everything. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm going off of my memory. I did not practice before. This is a one take. Let me know how I did.